Aloha! My name is Irina.
And I'm Devon, and we are
Just Be Out. We create informative travel videos to help you get the most out of your vacation. Right now we are at famous Waimea Bay, and if you have watched our Ultimate Beach Tour of Oahu North Shore Edition, you know Waimea Bay is famous for
the rock.
People love to jump off this rock, even though right now it's COVID and there are signs posted that you're not supposed to be on the rock due to social distancing. The locals still go ahead and jump in. And since we are not really good at jumping, our friends Rochelle and Matt will be joining us for this vlog. They will come in later, and Matt will be the star of this video.
So as usual,
just be out with us. Waimea Bay Rock is about 35 feet tall, but depending on the tide, your jump would be about 20 to 30 feet. You do not have to jump off of the highest spot. There are jumping spots all around the rock. You can find even 5 or even 3-foot jump spots. But keep in mind, you can only jump off of this rock during summer months. During the winter, huge waves swell all around this rock and jumping is prohibited. Hawaiians love their legends, so there is a curse about this rock. If you climb all the way on top of the rock and do not jump, you will get cursed, and when you make your way down the rock just by walking down, you might get hurt. Lifeguards completely gave up. They took down the sign for no jumping, but we're still swimming over from the back of the rock to jump off the shortest, to jump off the smallest part of the rock where all the keikis jump. Keiki jump, ready? 1, 2, 3. We had so much fun jumping off Waimea Bay Rock, and now we're heading to the next location. Let's be out. And the next spot for the best cliff jumping on Oahu is Laie Point. It is so magnificent here. The views are incredible. It is very famous for the spooka right behind us. And if you take a Circle Island tour on the bus, that will be one of the stops here. Like many places in Hawaii, it comes with a story. And Rochelle will tell us what the story is about.
Yeah, I love this myth about Laie Point. It's about mo'o, which in Hawaiian is a giant water lizard or like a water dragon. This water dragon was terrorizing this area, hunting down and basically trying to kill any intruders. So a great warrior, Kana, came from Molokai and killed this big mo'o and cut its head into 5 big pieces, and the remains of those 5 pieces are the islands that surround Laie Point.
There are 5 little islands around that you can see, and those are remains of that giant lizard.
Each of the islands have their own name too, so it's very interesting.
So here it is actually pretty dangerous to cliff jump because of the huge waves. Right now the waves are pretty rough, so we will be just cheerleading today, and Matt will take the plunge. And there is not everywhere you can jump off these cliffs because it's very hard to also get back up. And we will show you the exact spot where you can jump from if you're seeking for some adrenaline. Just be out with us. Once you drive to the very dead end of Laie Point, the parking lot is really small. You will see the very last white house, and you just walk right across from this house to the other edge, to the cliff, and that's where you're going to jump. I will show you. Again, just be very careful. If you're not sure, if you're in doubt, do not jump. There's no lifeguard, nobody to save you. There are just few fishermen, so be very careful walking down. So you see this concrete area. Just as you walk down it, you will see a concrete slab. That is exactly the spot where people jump from, because the water is deep enough, you're not going to hit any rocks. And to get back up, you just need to swim a little bit over and go through in between, like a path in between those rocks.
Ah, there's the turtle. Ready?
I'm coming in.
And now we are at China Walls. Well, this is an unofficial name for it. The official name is Koko Kai Mini Beach Park. Even though there is no beach here, it's just sea cliff walls. And the way they were formed is by layers of lava. And back in the days, a little kid called it China Walls, just to signify where kids would jump off of. And this name just carried on, and even on Google Maps now it's called China Walls. Just keep in mind, if you have weak ankles, knees or hips, it does take a super mini hike to come here through a little path which is not even, and you have to step down or step up when you go back up.
Right, and there's some slopes once you get down here, so you really need to kind of brace yourself as you're coming down.
So be sure you go really slow. Even though you are not planning to jump here, you can just come here and enjoy the scenery. It is absolutely gorgeous. The waves here, you want to talk about the waves, Devon?
Speaking about the waves, as you can see behind me, they do come very high. And that makes the jump a little less, so you don't have a long way to fall when you do jump. But nonetheless, the waves here are very powerful. A lot of times, the last time we were here actually, we had about 6 guys. They all jumped in.
Military guys.
Yeah, we were here flying the drone, and they figured out how to jump in, but they didn't figure out how to get out. And the waves just kept coming and coming, and they were trying to climb the walls to come back out, and they weren't able to because of the constant waves. Luckily,
the waves kept pushing them off the rocks.
Pushing them off the rocks, and they were getting tired. Luckily, a guy on a surfboard came and kind of helped them float a little bit till they figured out where to get out of the rocks. So that's one thing with these jumps that we highly recommend, is that not only do you know how to get in, because we see Instagram videos and Facebook videos of people jumping, and it looks like so much fun, but it is very dangerous, and you should always map your way out. Not only the fun part of jumping in, but it's very important how you're going to get out.
Yeah, there are no lifeguards here, and sometimes there are surfers, but right now I just see a couple of fishing boats.
Yeah.
There are no surfers, so you really need to make sure you know what you're doing, be a confident swimmer,
Right.
and know what you're doing with the waves. So when you're ready to get back out, make sure to time it again when there is not too many waves, or the waves are not as big and powerful. And when you see a big wave, just push away from the rock a little bit, and if you can, just go down to let the wave pass. If you have watched our vlog 20 things not to do in Hawaii, one thing was do not turn your back on the ocean, and here is the perfect spot. You can see the concrete walls drying up a little bit, but all of a sudden you get this massive wave splashing up. I get splashed today, I'm already dried off, but if you come here just to take a picture and come all the way to the ledge, turn your back to the ocean, you don't see the wave coming, all of a sudden you can end up in the ocean. The drop itself here is not too high, it's about 10 feet. So it's not even about the height here, it's about the waves that are coming and making your way back up. Devon is about to fly the drone right now, so enjoy the aerial shots, and let's go to the next location, which is going to be a 75-foot jump. Are you ready? Just be out with us. We're leaving the craziest cliff jumping spot for the last. Now here, we do not guarantee that Matt actually jumps. He went to check it out, but at least we will give you the location and the aerial shots. Spitting Caves is located just a street over from China Walls, and the same as China Walls, the parking is just street parking. And to get the entrance to Spitting Caves, you need to look for the sign 119 Emergency Response A, and go through a narrow path that leads you to the cliff. Let's be out. A short walk down a narrow path between two residential houses, we came to this massive sea cliff walls. It is the same type of cliff walls as China Walls. It's just underneath it there is a cave, and when the water goes into the cave, it spits back out. That is why it's called Spitting Cave. As you can see behind me, Matt is sitting on the edge of the cliff and contemplating whether he should jump or not. It's not the fear of height he's concerned about, it's the condition of the water. The water is pretty rough going into the cave, and it has been a lot of rescues here. Again, there is no lifeguard and nobody really around, so if anything happens, you have to call in the rescue crew at the location spot 119A. And actually a lot of people have died here, and you can see a little shrines here in the memory of those people. So be really careful. There are two spots to get back up. There, on one side there is a ladder, on the other side of the cliff there is a rope. But water is pretty rough, so Matt is still not sure whether or not he's gonna jump. So now you know the best cliff jumping spots on Oahu. Matt, what was your favorite?
They're all so good. The Waimea Bay is probably my favorite from this run.
So what are the differences you feel between every spot? With it, Waimea Bay, you jumped at Laie Point, you jumped at China Walls, and you did not jump here at Spitting Caves.
Yeah, so a couple of them, it really depends on how rough it is, whether or not you should jump in. Even if you're really confident in your swimming skills, sometimes the waves will just get you, so be careful. But Waimea Bay is really calm during the summer, so it's always fun to go over there. It's tons of people. Laie Point is a little bit like this, not as high though, not quite as choppy. So if you catch it at the right time, it's good to go. It is kind of shallower. I did touch, so be careful where you're jumping. And then China Walls gets rough like this, but the way that it's shaped like this, Spitting Caves will just pull you right out. That's why there's a couple people that have died over here, so you gotta be careful, gotta really respect the ocean. At the end of the day, safety first. Mahalo for watching. Be sure to click like, subscribe to our channel. Mahalo for watching, and as usual, just be out with us.